How's it going, everybody? Jim here, Scottish guy in Moscow. I've just passed through security. I'm in Sheremetyevo Airport, Russia's biggest airport. Now, I have previously shown you how to get here, but I've never actually shown you around in the actual airport. So, do you want to come check it out with me before my flight? Let's go. Look at that weather, it's grey, it's miserable. It's not actually that cold though. Could you please hit subscribe? It does really help me out. We're nearly at 70,000 subscribers. I want to try and get there before the end of the year. So if you hit subscribe, it would really help me out and I'll keep making more videos for you. Alright, we're turning it around and this is what happens now. When you come into Sheremetyevo, you've got to go through a security check just to get in. You don't have to take your laptop out or anything, but it is one of those where they scan your bags. Then you're going to check in and put your luggage in or whatever. Then you've got to go through the normal security. They get your bag checked, and then you've got to go through another sort of customs where you'll get your fingerprints, your face scanned, and all the rest of it. Look, €1 for a bottle of water. That's a pretty good price actually if you're in an airport. Right, first things first, duty free, where we've got all the perfumes and all the alcohol over this side. Let's go have a look around. Do you want to see some prices? Look, it's all in euros as well. Now obviously you probably know that Russia doesn't use the euro, Russia uses rubles. So $18 for this bottle of Jim Beam. Is that a good price? Should we look at some of the more expensive stuff? We've got Chivas, age 12 years, and that is $57. Macallan, good Scottish whiskey, a Highland single malt Scotch whiskey is €112. Is that a good price? I don't really buy whiskey, believe it or not, even though I'm Scottish. I don't buy whiskey. Let me know if this is a good price. That's a big bottle, that isn't it? Look, Scotland, check it out. We've got all Scotch whiskey. The Singleton, €60. Glenfiddich, 59. Glenmorangie, 66. Right, if you're not interested in whiskey, you're probably like, get on with it, keep moving. So as you can see, it's a big, modern, bright airport, sort of in the same vein as Istanbul Airport, Dubai Airport. It's very, very modern, very colourful, very big. Not too busy today because even though we celebrate Christmas on the 25th of December in the UK and America, Russians don't. So most Russians will just still be at work. If they're going to be travelling for their holidays, they won't have started yet. Check it out, Beluga Caviar Bar. Always walk past this place in this airport. There's never anybody in it, or there's not many people in it. It does look quite fancy though, doesn't it? Look, the wine glasses are out. It looks very nice, but no customers. Here we've got a clothing shop, just more duty free. I don't think I've ever bought clothes at an airport. Look, here's some more seats. Not one customer for Beluga Caviar Bar. We'll keep going. Here's some jewellery. Look at that. No price. If you need to ask the price, you can't afford it. And a little golf cart going past as well. Now look at Lego over here. In Russia, Lego is unbelievably expensive. I don't know if it's going to be the same at the airport. How much is this? 149 euros. Is it 149 euros for that? That's cool. I do like that. How much is it? 48 euro. I don't buy Lego, but I can imagine that that's not cheap. Right, onwards, we've got a lot to see. We've got luxury timepieces, which I guess sell watches and other luxury jewellery items. And on this side here, we've got mostly luggage and sunglasses as well. Got Ray-Bans. How much is a pair of Ray-Bans in here? They are 246 euros. My goodness. I do have some. No, mine's are Hugo Boss, I think. I've not worn them for a while because it's been so grey. Look, we've got a Mercedes-Benz cafe with a beautiful Christmas tree. It does look nice. And look, you've got everything in English as well as Russian. Onward. I always walk past this guy. Who's this guy? Someone. Is he famous? Does he own the restaurant? Who is this guy? I always see him pointing for me to go in, but I never go in, and I don't know who he is either. We've got a restaurant. Should we check out the prices on the here? Right, so if you want a pizza, you can get a chorizo, you can get a margherita pizza or a chorizo pizza for about 15–16 pounds. That's not too bad for an airport, isn't it not? It's not a bad price for an airport. We're going to go in and get some food, but now this is the business lounge that I usually go into, where, so basically on my bank account I get lounge passes and I go in here. I've definitely been in there in a different video, so you can check it out. I don't know how you'd find it. I can't even remember what video it is, but I'm not going to go in today. I don't have a lot of time. Stars Coffee, which is Starbucks. It's basically Starbucks, looks like Starbucks. This is the one that was bought by a rapper. I thought McDonald's, because Tochka had been bought by a Russian rapper. Apparently it's Stars Coffee, which is basically Starbucks. When these companies left, they, from what I understand, they just sold all their stuff, all their stock, all their, just everything, to some businessmen here, and it was carried on just under a different name. Now we've got a pasta place. Arrabbiata and shrimps is about £17. Right, there's a little display, and we got more duty-free alcohol over here. Look at this fancy vodka. Look at that. That is a cool bottle, that one, isn't it? 25 euros. I want to try and show you a board and you can see all the places that you can fly to. So we're going to keep walking up here. As you can see, in the airport everything's translated, so you've got gates, toilets, things like that. Oh, here's the board here. Let's go. Check out the places you can fly direct to. Right, we've got Antalya in Turkey, Tehran, which is in Iran, Istanbul, which is in Turkey, Astana, which is in Kazakhstan, I believe, Abu Dhabi, Tashkent, Minsk, Belgrade in Serbia. Used to live there, now it's changed to Chinese, so I'm going to have to read it in Russian. Hong Kong, Bangkok, Delhi in India. Oh, even though you can't fly directly to Europe and America and things like that, you can get direct flights to a lot of cool places. If you want to go to the Emirates, if you want to go to Asia, China, I know China's in Asia, you're going to get a direct flight. Let's check out the Aeroflot aeroplanes over here, which is the sort of national, it's like the British Airways or American Airlines of Russia. Here are, look, check this out. Here is a good demonstration of the trust we have in Russia. Look, this person's phone is plugged in. This is a free charging station, as it says. This phone is plugged in, and there is nobody. That guy's on his phone, so I don't think it's his. That guy's holding a phone, so I think it's his. I don't think it's his. The person that owns the phone is nowhere to be seen. Right. Would you do that in your city? Let me know in the comments. We've got Aeroflot, aeroplanes, Russian Airlines. It's basically the main ones we can see. But all your airlines like Emirates, etc., Etihad, will all come here as well. It's only European, American, I'm assuming Australian airlines like that are not coming here. There is the name of the airport, Sheremetyevo, and we have Kroshka Kartoshka, which I think this is called Moo Moo, by the way. Kroshka Kartoshka means like baby potato, something like that. Cute little baby potato, I'm not sure. This looks like my, but the Y sound in Russian is an U, so it's actually Moo Moo. And when you walk past the restaurants in the centre, they usually have like a big cow outside. It's some kind of like Russian comfort food. Moo Moo. Right. We've got an apteka, which is a pharmacy. And we're going to come up here, and we're going to spin around, and we're going to see if there's anything else interesting. We've come up to the end of the terminal, and there's lots of gates here, so I'm going to go find somewhere to eat. Well, before we do get something to eat, I'm going to check out this little Russian souvenir shop. We got some chocolate, got some Russian dolls. Look, this is the word for souvenirs, souveniri. So this is a S-U-V-Y-N-I-R. And this is like an E sound. Someone once described me this sound as like being punched in the stomach. It's like ooh, ooh, like that. And that's how I've always remembered it. And that's how I use it. Got a little hip flask here. We've got our Russian dolls. These things are pretty cool. Look, you just turn that, it'll let out your tea or your water, whatever's in there. We've got a mug, Russian mug. We've even got some Russian hats, look. Of course, we've got some reading materials that you can read on the plane, and some games you can play. And some jam as well. Right, but I'm hungry and we don't have too long until my flight, so let's go eat. Come with me. Above that guy's head, can you see that? Skora Akritia. That means opening soon. Siberian Tales. I'm guessing that's going to be a restaurant. Siberian Tales. The Irish bar's calling me in again. Maybe I just got the wrong thing. Should I? Do you know what I was getting? I was getting like they call it an Irish breakfast, which we would call a Scottish breakfast. You might know it's an English breakfast. You're thinking bacon, sausage, eggs. It was terrible, but maybe if I don't get the breakfast, it's like going back to an abusive relationship, isn't it? I know. 2 times I've been in and it wasn't good, but I don't know. I don't want pasta or pizza or anything. Let's go have a look. Came to the Irish bar. I'm going to get the Moskovsky Zavtrak. I was just speaking to the officiant, and with a little bit of a language barrier there because he kept asking me extra questions, but I couldn't quite understand. Because for the word now, I know it's сейчас, but he was saying something else. Russians maybe put it in there where they say, do you want it right now? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I want it right now. But I don't know if you can hear that, and hopefully you can't because I'll get a copyright strike, but Back in the USSR is playing by Paul McCartney. Sorry, the Beatles. So Paul McCartney's singing. So I'm going to get the Moskovsky Zavtrak, which is basically a Moscow breakfast with a Coca-Cola, Holodna, Obvychna, which basically means normal cola with sugar, cold. Like I say, whoever's in charge of the tunes at the Irish bar at Sheremetyevo, I've just sat down. There's been Back in the USSR by the Beatles, Steppenwolf, Born to be Wild, and now Freebird by Leonard Skinner. Legendary, amazing. Alright guys, the Moskovsky Zavtrak is here, the Moscow breakfast. There is kind of sausage, hash browns, tomatoes, avocado, 2 poached eggs, bacon, bread, and an Americano coffee, which came in the price, but I'm not sure if I'm going to drink it because I just had a coffee before I left the house. I'm a bit of a coffee wimp, to be honest, because if I drink too much coffee, I don't feel too good. My mate Steve, non-woke bloke, I was at his house once, I'm sure he told me it's like something like 8 espressos to start the day. He's a busy guy, but I can't remember. Like, you only get plastic cutlery though, that's a bit weird, isn't it? Right. I know you can't really get a hash brown wrong, but it does. It's pretty good. Bit of tomato. I dip my egg in the yolk. Check it out. Dip my egg in the yolk, dip my sausage in the yolk. My brain's not working today. Alright. I'm gonna eat this, guys, and I'll finish off the video walking to the gate. Alright guys, that is Sheremetyevo Airport Terminal C. I'm about to jump on my flight. Of course I couldn't show you the whole airport, just where I'm going to be taking off from, but there's going to be more videos to come over the festive period. I've just did one with Arena at Santa's factory. She made her wish to Santa as well. You're going to be seeing that. I'm not sure when I'm going to upload it. Either maybe Christmas Eve or Boxing Day. Boxing Day's the day after the 25th, 26th. If you're not, I think that's a British thing, isn't it? Anyway, guys, thanks very much for watching. It's time for my flight. I'll see you soon.